bad grammar and potential misunderstanding. Parent and partner pronouns will also fall into this system, but there are no assumptions about parents, partners, gender, or marriage. Twice exceptional children and their families are diverse. It is notable that within the gifted and 2E communities, there is a high percentage of folks who identify as LGBTQIA+ and outside the gender binary. For more information on this topic, visit the online resources available from the National Association for Gifted Children, also known as NAGC, and Supporting Emotional Needs of the Gifted, also known as SENG or SANG. Illustrations and images in Gifted and Distractible, the print version, were created by Dahlia Segal Rosenbaum Skolnick and Sadie Personeni. Many clients and their children gave me permission to share their stories, experiences, and thoughts about being 2E. I cannot express the depth of my gratitude for their bravery and generosity. Most of their names are changed in this audiobook, except those who specifically asked me to use their actual name. Introduction. You've known since practically the moment your daughter was born that she was something special. Okay, everyone feels that way about their kid, you think. But at the playground, at the Mommy and Me classes, everywhere you go, people comment on her alertness, her engagement, her seemingly wise contemplation of the world around her. She learned to talk early and to walk early, and she completes puzzles faster than her older siblings. She cares about the planet in a deeply personal way, and she inhales books at an astounding rate. However, her social and emotional maturity seems to lag in certain situations. She's fiercely loyal, sometimes to a fault. Relatives refer to her as super sensitive, and it's true. She tends to get on her soapbox to defend the underdog. When her world order is threatened, she digs in, frequently shouting or slamming doors. The level of fulfillment and frustration that parenting this child elicits is incredible. Or maybe, you've known since the moment your son was born that he was different. He shies away from people, is easily upset, and has had intense meltdowns from toddlerhood. When he was an infant, you wore him against your body so he would remain calm. Yet, he can play for hours lining up his trains and trucks. He is fascinated by colors and textures and is absorbed by podcasts that describe the solar system, sharks, or economics. He doesn't have many friends, and that bothers him, but he immerses himself in building complex structures, talking with adults, or reading books. His room is an obstacle course strewn with half-finished projects, books, dirty laundry, and game pieces. No matter how perfectly he lines up his toys, he refuses to neaten his room. He's a picky eater, pretty much only eating brown foods, and sometimes refuses to come into the kitchen because he doesn't like the odors. Or maybe you realized early that your non-binary child mimicked your strengths and struggles. Highly creative and a free spirit, they love to twirl and create, get messy and muddy, and paint and climb trees. Focus is not a strength. They flit. They refuse to read anything other than graphic novels. Yet they can stare at flowers, the sky, and trees for hours and then draw them precisely. They weep when they find a dead bug and are completely absorbed in stories and books to the point that sometimes they think they are actually in the story as one of the characters. You struggle to structure this child's day and your own, and you wish life would just allow the two of you to do what you want when you want. You and your spouse often fight over this fact. What binds together all three of these curious, clever, and creative children are their intensities, sensitivities, need for things to be just so, and the imbalance of their strengths and struggles. When they enter school, they become sullen and sad. They are different from other children, and their eyes wide open curiosity tends to diminish in the face of structured classrooms laden with rules and sit and face forward commands. Their behavior indicates a level of frustration and anger so intense that at times it's frightening to their parents, their teachers, and their peers. the demoralization they feel.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.